Come on in, y'all. Time for the Monday Boss Up. Okay, come on in. Come in. Whew. Oh my goodness, look like I have burnt the lunch. Looks like I have burnt the lunch up. Come on in, y'all. Ready for this Monday Boss Up? Come on in. Let's do what we do on the channel. Y'all, I am feeling terrible, Helena. Elena, I'm trying to fake it, sis. I'm trying to fake it. Y'all, so took a little pain pill trying to work on this back, and I had a meeting today which went really, really great. So, it's kind of like sometimes when you're not feeling your best, you got to just kind of look your best and kind of make it. You know how I always say, fake it till you make it. So I'm a little late today getting on. I know we normally do Mondays in the morning, but we're gonna do it this time today. Y'all let me know as y'all come in. Let me know as y'all come in. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I got the room clean, y'all. I got my camera set up for the most part. There's the other view, and so now I can turn that camera all the way around. Still need to work on the lighting over there, but we popping, and we trying to get it on today, y'all. I'm just on here to boss y'all up a little bit and to see what's going on, y'all. So I had a great meeting earlier. Y'all know I'm at home. I'm still in the PJs. Ta-da! Love working at home, right? You gotta love it. I mean, things have changed since COVID. It changed a lot, didn't it? So, actually, I had a meeting, and let me showing a little bit much boob. So, I snatched this off, y'all, threw on the top, and boom, did my meeting, and everything went great. Love working from home. Love working from home. MC from KC, thank you. Thank you. The room is coming along great. The room is coming along great. It's looking great. It does the job that I wanted it to do, right? The job I set out to do, it did it. Hey, Nicole, how are you? I'm trying, Elena. I'm trying. Gloria, how are you today? My crafty Puerto Rican, how are you doing? How are you? So, y'all, I have some questions. I said that I was going to start coming on Mondays and kind of doing Q&A and stuff from some of the people who are following. And so I'm going to answer some of these questions that people have been having about their business. So let me jump on over to the YouTube channel, because y'all know I don't come prepared for anything. I just give it to y'all the way that. So I'm going to jump on here and answer some of the questions. And of course, I always answer the questions from the boss members first. And I didn't see any boss member questions. So let me look first. Okay, here we go. So I will go through the channel members' questions. And my channel members ain't got no questions on here, y'all, which is great. That means that y'all are bossed up, okay? So let's see here. Y'all got any questions? Anybody that's coming in, anybody that's new to the channel, if you have any questions that you want answered today, go ahead and put it in there. Okay. Let me see here. Got one from Keisha that y'all, I feel really like I'm not big on the drugs, okay? So I took a a pill, y'all, and it was actually a, what is it, the Tylenol 600. I think it's like a Tylenol 600, but it's got like this arthritis medicine in it. I took that and I put a patch on my back, and I'm feeling so queasy. Let me go over to the IRS website because we got a question from Keisha. Looks like it has been on there for quite some time. Okay. So Keisha asked where she could get a copy of her W-10. I think she's wanting the copy of the W-9 if someone was to ask for it. And Keisha, all you have to do is go to this website, and I'm going to put it in the link. I'm going to put it here in the comments for you if you have someone that's asking you for your W-9 or for your W-10. Your W-9, y'all know that is the taxpayer's um, form that you have to fill out so obtain you can obtain the W-9, which is your tax identification number or your TIN number and certification. You can use that link to go onto the IRS website and get that. And then that will be, you can apply for your EIN. And I think that, and it has all of the instructions right there. So it's not much more to say about that. Let's see here. Hey, Renobia, how was the event? How was the event, ma'am? Gloria says she's fighting with cheap block HTV. I know. I know, Gloria. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Okay, so that first question was answered from Keisha. Okay. So we got another question. The question is about and this question, I think this pertains to email marketing or targeting. Just to clarify, are you saying that Google Business will collect the email address for you when they call or search you on Google? No. I think Keisha's asking when people search for you on Google through your Google listing, when you go in and you search through your Google listing, if Gmail will collect that person's email. It will not collect that person's email. The way that you're marketing on Google, zip code marketing on Google, is when you go in the back end, Keisha, and you set up like the areas that you deliver to or areas that you service. For me, I'm near downtown Dallas, so I do within 15 miles of downtown Dallas, but within that 15-mile range that I do within downtown Dallas, I do my preferred zip code. So you can say, like when you set up your Google local business, you can say things like um, different areas, different neighborhoods. You can also go by zip code, or you can put in where you are, the customers that you're trying to reach by distance. Or you can just do a broader search, but Google Local is going to be pretty much that's going to be contained to the city that you're in. So like for me, if I go and I put up an ad on Google Local, it's going to cover Dallas, Fort Worth. When people go in and they search and they put in the address, or not they put in the address, because it'll come up when you go on Google, you search, and you can search by the number of stars that a person has, which is the rating. You can search by the highest rating, or you can search by what's near me. Most people will go in and search by what's nearest them. And so, for example, if I'm way out in, let's say I'm out in Irving, Texas, which is probably 20, 25 miles from me, and I search t-shirt shops near me, my business may not be the first one to come up on the top of that list because I'm near downtown Dallas. So people who are near the area that I service or near my location, those are the people that are more apt to come up. Also, when you're searching on Google Local, another thing is like it will show in the search box. Let's say if I search family reunion t-shirts near me, if any of my customers have purchased family reunion t-shirts and they've left me a review that says something like, you know, hey, I purchased family reunion shirts that were great, or company shirts, or this or that, those comments will make you come up. Anything that you have listed, if you have it mentioned on your website, it'll Google will rate it by what comes up. So for example, if it is live screen print, let's talk about live screen print. My business offers live screen printing where we go out to people. So if you were to Google live screen printing, or you're looking for t-shirts, custom t-shirts, businesses that do live screen printing, Google may pop up and says their site mentions live screen printing. So if there are 10 other businesses that are right there in the zip code closest to them, but it does not mention live screen printing, it'll pop me up first. So hopefully that answers the questions. Oh, I feel dizzy, y'all. Auntie, them pills. Took that Tylenol arthritis uh, and one of those patches that Michelle gave me, y'all. It is wearing me out. Let's see here. Hey, Elegant Edits, how are you? I've been trying to reach out to you. I know that I joined your group and now I can't find it. So is the group called Elegant Edits on Facebook? Or what is your group called? If you could put the link for me in the chat so that I can go back and find it. Y'all give me a second. So Renovia says, it was amazing. All the things that you discussed with us here on the channel was on topic, was a topic. So it was good to be in the room with industry leaders to learn and grow from. Sizer, Supercolor, Styles, Econo Transfers, and Bella Canvas presented so much information. Everyone was happy and she was glad and blessed she was there. Okay. Well, girl, you know I'm always on point, the Lady PB. I would have been there yesterday, y'all. I wanted, because y'all know at first I thought I was going to be really sad over my dad. And I kind of came through that pretty good. Came through that pretty good. Had some low moments, some high moments. And then I wanted to come out, but my back was hurting. And I know that there's a tendency of when you go to these events, I didn't want anybody to ask me to do anything. I didn't want to talk t-shirts. I didn't want anybody to come up and say, hey, can you do this or can you do that? Didn't want none of that. So, and I didn't want to come out and not be my best. So we'll never catch the Lady PB out there at a show, honey, walking like she an old lady. No, 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 not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So let's see here, y'all. Let me go back to these questions. I'm gonna try to get them in. Okay, so go in here. So those are the ones that or people who are in the channel, who are the channel members. Elegant Edits, I wanted to reach out to you um, about going. And that was one of the things I was going to reach out to you and tell you, because I could have got you in there. Yeah, that I don't think that, honestly, y'all, I don't think that they did a good job getting the event out to the people. Hold on one second. T-shirt shop Dallas, how can I help you? No, ma'am. I do everything's done online or by phone. Uh-huh. Bye-bye. They keep on with it. They keep on with it. So, yeah, I don't think they did the best job. And I did ask Stan that when I talked to him. I did hit him up and I asked him, I said, hey, what have they done to get the locals out? Because if you're not in the industry, or you don't go to industry events all the time, or I mean, it's like, I don't think they did a good job at getting it out to the masses. Um, I really don't, like, because I didn't even know about the event myself for a minute. Um, I didn't really receive anything, so I think they marketed it to the people who went to the last shows and stuff like that. I don't think they did a great job at getting it out. So hopefully they will work on that and try to get that a little bit more clarified. But I did come on to my channel and try to do what I could do, but hey. But hey, we got to hook up. I got an event coming up soon, putting together, so we got to hook up. CC Denise says, do you offer free mock-up images for customers? I've been directing customers to my custom order form that accepts a deposit, or to look at my social media, but they want to see a mock-up of the design. Yes, ma'am, I sure do. I do offer mock-ups. However, you're going to get a mock-up from me after your order is placed. That's just the way it is. That's just the nature of the business. You know, even when I started out, I offered mock-ups. And what I don't call a mock-up, it's a job proof. So what I tell my customers is, when they send me over their artwork, or if they don't have artwork, they can do it one or two ways. Either you can pay an art fee, we'll create the design for you, and then you can take the design, do whatever you want to do with it because you paid for it. Or you can place an order with us and we'll do your mock-up and then send you a copy of the job proof before your order is printed. For every job that we do, we send out a job proof. If the customer does not have artwork that's print ready, then we charge a fee. And for me, I mainly do screen printing, so you're gonna get an art fee, a color, more like a color separation fee, unless your art is properly separated. Since COVID, y'all, maybe a little bit before, I think maybe like 2018 is when I started backing up off of doing art. I am a Corel Draw expert, and I used to do a lot of simulated process separations and color separations for people in the industry, as well as for my own business. But the more that I got into dealing with companies that have art departments, I don't really have to do too much of that anymore. But I would definitely make sure that I do a job proof. If they want a mock-up beforehand, you need to be charging them for it, because what the deal is, what people will do is they'll say, hey, I want to see how this looks on a shirt. And then you provide a free job proof. you've done the free artwork, you've provided them everything they need, and then they take that art and they go somewhere else. So at the very least, if you're gonna do it, send them an itty bitty teeny weeny bitty low resolution JPEG that they can barely see, that they got to like zoom in on, with, you know, maybe with a couple of watermarks on it, but you know, people are still. So yeah, you gotta, I mean, it takes time to prepare with no guaranteed order. So you just have to make that one of the things that you do. And if you sound confident when you're taking the order, and you just let them know, hey, you know, you can place an order. And then once you place an order, before your order goes to print, you must approve your job proof. People are normally pretty fine with that. If you run into people who have an issue with not seeing the artwork before, with if you run into people who have an issue with that, then there are people who are not used to purchasing t-shirts. Especially sometimes you get those individuals who are like one or two people, you know, like they need like one, not one or two people, they only want one or two shirts, and it's a total waste of your time. For me, under 24 pieces, I'm not even offering you a job proof, and it says that on my site. If you're doing things like digital printing, it's pretty much, hey, we're going to print exactly what you provide. You know, if I'm dealing with companies, sometimes companies want specific PMS colors, and so we try to accommodate. Okay. Oh wow. Yeah, that's pretty messed up, man. I'm sorry, Elegant Edits. Yeah. Tampa says, what's my minimum on an art job? Well, it depends. If it's, so for me, anything that takes me less than 15 minutes to do, it's pretty much free. If I just got to type in some text, say you want Johnson's cheer on a shirt, I just got to type that in, hit it with a curve or something like that. I don't charge you anything because you're getting shirts. Um, if you are, now, if you send me an idea, right, it can be anywhere from $25 and up. If you send me something that you want me to recreate, and this is what a lot of people do. So a lot of times because y'all got to remember, I'm screen printing. So let's say that if you send me over, let's say, for example, where is her shirt? So something as simple as this. Something as simple as this. If you send this over to me like this, and I can run this on the DTF machine, or if I can just sublimate this and it's a JPEG, it's fine. But if you send me this over and you say, hey, I want you to recreate it, I'm going to charge you a minimum of $90 to recreate this for me to screen print, because I have to color separate it, which this is a really, really easy job. But it is still the fact that I am recreating an exact duplicate. And when I take something and I look at it, I make sure that because I'm a vector artist, so when I'm vectorizing something, I make sure that it's 100% on point. So it's $90 and above. Sometimes I've had to recreate the Island Spots logo, and I can't show y'all. Let's see if I can switch the camera. Let's see if, nope, you still can't see it. It's up above. I'll see if I can get their job down. So this is one that I recreated, which was $600 to do. So what I did is, with the Island Spot, they did not have their logo, and we had to screen print their logo, and we had to recreate it. And so this is their shirt. So this is screen printed. Simulated process jerk chicken. Y'all see that chicken? Y'all see that chicken? Look like it got that good burn to it. So we had to screen print this, and we had to recreate this logo. Well, their logo, if you look at it, it has this like funky look to it. And so, and the wording, and it was a challenge to recreate it. So because they use this logo on the building, on flyers, on all types of stuff, this was $600. They paid it because that's what companies do, right? Um, when they have things that, we'll just sit that over there, that they just need to have done. Thank you, Miss Renovia. We try to put our good work over here. We try to put our good work. Screen printing that chicken, that jerk chicken. I think they had about 5 companies that they had sent it out to, and they couldn't get the look right. And me, y'all know I love me some jerk honey, so I know what the jerk chicken supposed to look like. So I hit it up. Um, let's see here. So Renovia, let me see here. Hold up, y'all. Let me go up. So C Denise says, I've been just offering a size chart and sending them a picture of someone wearing the shirt, but I also want to hear Latana's insight. Okay, so I gave that to you. Hey, Best Uni, how are you? So Renovia says that she agrees with me on the push away method versus the pulling. When printing, screen printing definitely has a technique to it. I like to do it though. Now I'm thinking more about it. So for most jobs, Renovia, there are times that, so for most jobs, I do push just because of body mechanics. But there are sometimes, like sometimes I'll get sweatshirts or something that we have to pull. And then in that event, I let Ken go ahead and print it. I got the screen print machine set up. I'm ready to take off and do some stuff for y'all. I just want to let my back heal a little bit more. I'm telling y'all, when I hit that ground, baby, honey, big girl hit it hard, okay? And I don't even understand how I messed up my back because I hit it at my knees. So I don't know. But we're working on some things. But yeah, did you get to do some screen printing there? Hello, Terrence. How are you? Elegant Edits said did put a perfect comment down in the comments. What he said is a lot of times people don't understand the process, and then once they understand the process, they're willing to pay. And that goes back, y'all, to what I told y'all about, educating your customers. We always talk about that on the channel, about educating your customers and letting them know what it is that you do and the process of how you do it. Which for me now, with the digital printing, with this DTF stuff and Echo Solvent printing, I have to explain that to my screen printing customers, because I'm dealing with, it's kind of like 2 different types of customers. And so I'm trying to find that lane for DTF in my market. So we're working on some things with that over here. Oh, so see, Denise says it was a question above mine where they was asking about a customer wanting to stop by the house to try on a shirt. What do you think? So if you're working at home and a customer wants to stop by your house to try on a shirt, no, 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 no. So this is the thing is, for me, y'all, even before we went and started working on private property, when we were in the shop, we did not we didn't do walk-ins, right? So it depends. What you have to do is you have to educate your customer on what type of shop you are. Now I'm an e-commerce shop. That customer that just called on the phone, they wanted to know, could they come by? No, you can either order online, you can place your order online, you can call it in, you can email it with me. That's it. I'm no longer even doing pickup, okay? And even when I do pickup, pickup is done at the virtual office. You can't pick up from my house. You can't pick up from the shop house, because the shop, y'all have to remember that my shop is actually on private property. So if you're working from home, it can be a challenge, especially when you're getting started. Like me, I bring a lot of, I brought my customers from the shop to the house, right? And so now I do have people who want to place orders. One thing that you can do that I offer, and that's why y'all see a whole showroom in my house, is that I do Google meetings. So if you want to see a product, I can show it to you. Okay, I can show it to you. The other thing, so I can go on live, we can chop it up, I can do a whole presentation, because I'm dealing business to business, even with the public. They love it. People love it, right? So it's all about how you present it to them. Sometimes you do have customers who just want to come in, they want to try on a shirt, or they want to bring you a shirt, right, for you to print on. I don't do that. Gas prices are high. It's just depends on your niche and what type, your business model. So for me, it's a no, unless you live in one of these newer places. Like last week on the channel, I went to go deliver some shirts, and y'all saw in in that building, they had what's called a business office. A lot of apartments, or what do we want to call them, condominiums now, they have business offices here in Dallas. So if I live somewhere like that, yeah, you can meet me in the business room, and that would be fine. But actually coming to my home, no, it's not really a good idea. So Tampa, what I say to a customer who insists to supply their shirts, so most of the time, customer will call and they'll say, "Hey, we want to get T-shirts, and I want to supply the shirts." I tell them I don't print. I prefer not to print on customer supplied shirts, and then I explain to them why. Because first of all, there's not a T-shirt out there that you can go and purchase that you're going to be able to get it at a better deal than me. I provide a complete service. So I inform my customers I provide a complete service. Because I have access to pretty much every brand out there, you're not going to be able to really get a better deal than what I can provide. That's going to be first of all. Second of all, I let them know that customer supplied shirts are supplied at the customer's risk, and you're going to need to provide me 5% more in t-shirts than you're going to actually need. That means in each size, right? In smalls and mediums and large and extra large, all of that. That means in each size, they have to provide that to me. Because here's the deal. If you provide me with, let's say you provide me with 100 Nike dry fit shirts, and those shirts end up getting dye migration on them. Let's say I screen print those shirts, and those shirts go through the conveyor dryer. They look fine. They look perfect. We stack them on top of each other, put them in the box. You can get dye migration weeks after you print something. You can get it hours after you print something, and so you will have that dye transfer onto other shirts. And that's because you printed on a shirt that you don't know anything about. I'm not going to refund you. I'm not going to replace that. If your shirts burn up, I'm not going to do that, right? I won't charge you for the printing, but I won't refund it. So I try to avoid it at all costs. There are times that I may allow customers to provide shirts, but am I going to give you a discount? No. Most of the time, when people want to provide their own product, 9 times out of 10, it's because that customer thinks that because they provide that product to you, they're going to get a dirt cheap service, right? When you tell them, when you tell that customer that, like let's say they want to provide their own shirts and the shirts are normally $7 or $10 a shirt for the printing, right? With the t-shirt that you're going to provide. And they find out that they're going to get from me, I'm gonna knock $1 off. That's it. That's all you get. I don't care if the shirt costs 15 bucks a shirt. You're gonna get $1 knocked off. Because that's not the business that I'm in. I'm fine with it because I'm looking for customers who respect what it is that I do, and they let me be the boss, right? I'm the boss, and so I don't need anybody else being the boss. T-shirt shop Dallas. This is she. Hey Benjamin, I'm on live. Let me give you a call back. Okay, I kind of hurt my back. I still want you. I still want to. Well, I still want to do the interview with you, but I kind of hurt my back last week, and so I've been kind of taking it a little slow. Oh, I know, I know. It's kind of hard on printing like that, but I'll give you a call back. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks. That was Benjamin, y'all. Okay, so I don't remember. So what we were talking about. Let me go on through. Um, so we talked about people stopping by your house. You know what? If you have, and CC, I'm gonna kind of go into that a little bit more. Um, Sometimes when you are like, if you can, because now they have all of these virtual offices where you can rent an office, and I think there's one work suites has an office where you could go in like 2 days a week, or they have open flooring, things like that. So sometimes you can utilize those types of things for people also. Now for my companies, y'all, for my companies, when they hit me up and they're trying to get shirts, a lot of times I go to them, right? My companies don't have any problem with me working from home. I tell them straight up, my, not my rules, my priorities changed, right? My priorities changed, and I want to spend more time with family. So a lot of my companies I have a long-standing relationship with, and so they understand that. They've been there, they've worked with me. We have, they've seen me deal with my dad's issues. They've seen me go through up and downs. They were with me during the time that I was having my surgery, times when, I was out of there. And so they understand for me. Um, but for a lot of people who are just getting started and you're running your business from home, you still have to have, you have to have some type of avenue to where you can get customers what they want. Like for me, I've got a showroom in my home. I do virtual meetings here in the house, right? I go out to my companies, to my businesses, and that works great for me. I know that gas price has gone up and all of that, and so sometimes that can be a challenge for people. But if you know that you're going out and you finna go to this company, and that's a $5,000 contract for you, or they're going to be ordering, even if it's $500 worth of shirts, and you see the opportunity to where you can pitch to this company and they order from you throughout the year, it makes it worth your while. This company here, I got this company from going out to them, and they have 5 different companies. So sometimes you'll get one company, but that company will have 5 or 6 different subsidiaries, and you can get money from that. So that's that. So Tampa, and if for people, if they still insist on supplying their t-shirts, then they will ship them to me. Sometimes, and y'all know, sometimes I have it. For me, it depends on the person, like what I'm gonna do. Like when I talk to people, I have a sense of if it's gonna work or not. I've got a really good sense of if something's gonna work out for me or not. And sometimes if it's a company and they already have the shirts and they've explained that to me, then I may go and pick up those shirts if it's something that I printed on. But who ain't printing on something they ain't never printed on is me. And I printed over many shirts. So I printed on most shirts out there. But I just don't it's certain, like, to do business with me, I feel like I always tell my kids in their relationships, I always say, remember that you are the prize, right? I deal, that's the same way that I handle my business. I'm the authority in my business. I don't let anyone come in and micromanage my business. So a lot of times when people say, hey, I want to supply my own shirts, it automatically goes into my mind, why? And then I figure out why. Sometimes it's that it's a shirt that you don't carry, or it's a specialty brand or something like that. And so if I do agree to do it, then I make them send me a sample. And I print the sample, make sure the shirt is good for me to be able to print on, and then I proceed. If I have customers that just want to see a shirt, I don't mind sending you a sample and you'll pay for it, but I don't mind sending it to you. Okay. And that's a good point that Elegant Edits brought up, was how he uses how he used to come back people wanting to try on shirts, was that he would send people to sites like Sanmar that had sizing information for the brands and shirts that he uses. And I do that also. So we have a full catalog on the website. But as far as sizes, I really don't have a lot of problems, y'all, with my businesses choosing sizes of shirts. I don't have that problem at all. And if I know, like, for example, if I know that a company, you may ask me for the Bella girlfriend tee, boyfriend tee, I'll tell you, hey, that shirt runs small. So, or depending on, if I know who I'm dealing with, I get to really, really know my client. I get to know what they're using this shirt for. Like, are you using it for an event? Are you using these as work shirts? What type of environment that you're going to be wearing these shirts for? So I know who's wearing these shirts, right? So within me knowing who's wearing those shirts, I make sure that I sell them a product that's going to work for them. Y'all know I'm crazy about side seams, but side seams ain't for everybody, right? So I make sure that I know my customer, and I think that's where, and you have to know what your customers' expectations are of you, because as a business you may not be able to meet their expectations. Some people have expectations up here that are like just not going to happen, right? And it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It doesn't mean that it's a bad thing if you can't provide a service. Like, I have customers who they would call and they would want, I had one customer call me the other day. She wanted a full color t-shirt. She wanted it screen printed. I told her, ma'am, we don't screen print full color t-shirts unless you're getting 72 pieces. However, we can print it digitally for you. We can do DTF, we can do sublimation. There are other options that I give them. She was still adamant that she was going to get that one shirt screen printed. So what I did, she said, well, do you know any other shops that'll give it to me? That'll do it for me. I said, no, I don't, but let me give you the name of a few where you can call around. Okay? Send them to the shops that y'all don't like so they can call them and get on their nerves. So anyway, she called back, and then, she decided, hey, I'll take that digitally printed shirt. So, it's just kind of like explaining it to them, what you can do from what you can't do. And if it's something that I can't do, I try to refer it out. I do most things though. But that's that. Let's see. Okay, so yes, sir, Hayden. That is the Lady Print Boss teaching. Best believe it. So C Denise says, I recently met a customer at the local post office, but I heard someone saying they use the UPS store. I'm going to look into that. You know, I went and delivered an order the other day at an Eagle post office, and they had virtual boxes. I would try to find like in Dallas, I don't know where you are, but in Dallas we have all of these. We have like some really really cool hip places that you can go that have business offices and all of that stuff. And I think you can get a virtual showroom from anywhere from 80 bucks a month on up. Um, so hopefully that helps. Okay. Okay, Keisha, tips for mixing custom ink colors. I've never had to do it. Okay, so Keisha, I know that you're talking about screen printing because I know that you're a screen printer. Okay, so Union Ink, Willflex, they have there are mixing systems out there that will help you mix those colors. For me, I've been doing it so long that we can pretty much look at a color because I started out with color wheel, honey. We can look at a color and mix those colors and kind of pretty much get them on point. However, they do have Pantone mixing systems. If you don't have so I used to have a Union book around here. I don't know where it is. Most of my colors, if you go to my website and you look on the website at my ink charts, right? I have standard ink colors for people. That works for 99.99% of people, so I don't have to mix colors. However, there are times when, like with ink shortages, that you do have to mix colors. You can't get the fluorescents or some of the really really bright colors, but as long as you buy like your black, red, yellow, blue, you're able to mix the majority of colors, and that's what you're talking about, I believe. So they do have ink systems that you can buy for that. Let me see if I still have one of the ink systems on my desk. Hold on one second. I'm going to tell you exactly where you will be able to go and get that information. Let's see here. And if you call your ink distributor, if you don't have a representative, then you can call. But if you go to so Union Ink, y'all, was bought by, what do they call it? Avient Specialty. They bought Union. I think they bought Willflex and a few more. So they have a Union card there on their website. I'm going to click and hit this and put this in here for you over in the chat so that, okay, that is some information for you. Go over there and check that out. Also, mixing systems. Let's see here. We have one that's on the computer down there at the shop. We rarely use it to mix colors, but that's a really good question. Ink management. We have a system, and I can't find it right now. So, but go over to that website and then reach out to me, and I'll hook you up with a sales rep if you need to, if you need help with that. You should, anytime like you're doing like screen printing and any distributor that you're purchasing from, you make sure they hook you up with a sales rep. They don't care if you're working at home, if you're working in the shop, they don't care, honey. Hook them up, hook you up with a sales rep. Okay, so hit me up and I'll help you do that. Tampa says something is a 300 shirt order. Um, oh, oh, it's 300 shirts on the custom supplied orders shirts. Okay, so first of all, if it's 300 shirts, if they already have the shirts, you want to know what type of shirts they are. You want to know the content of the shirt because you want to make sure that it's a shirt that you printed on or that it's a shirt that you can print on using whatever process that you are able to utilize. That's the first thing. Um, and then, so let's say that you go, I can buy, I can buy a Gildan shirt for $1, and I think right now maybe like $1.80 or some, in some places like 205. It really depends on 205, 216, whatever it is. Depends on what tier you're on as far as how many, shirts you're purchasing. The only thing that I would take off is at the most $1.50. Probably $1 for me because see, I charge you another dollar for that PETA, that pain in the ass fee that I charge everybody. Um, just because I can, right? Because I can, and that's part of how I do it, and that trains my customers to come to me and have me provide those shirts. But I wouldn't give them a huge discount because they're providing the t-shirts. Okay. Huh? They want to pay like low down price, like $4. I told her no, no. So they want to pay $4 a shirt. They're looking for $4 a shirt for Tampa. Tell me in the comments, um, $4 a shirt for what? How many colors is on the shirt? What type of shirts are they wanting? Things like that. Because right now, this is the thing. Even at 300 pieces, it's going to be really hard to get someone to provide $4 shirt. Now, you do have contract printers out there that will do. We used to do $4 a shirt for one color black ink on white t-shirt. You know, now shirts are higher, so you're looking at more like in the $5 price range. If you want, what I would do is I wouldn't do that in my business. Well, $4 a shirt, they're providing the shirt. If it's a one color job, that's $1,200. If you screen printed them, are you screen printing or buying screen print transfers? See, it makes a difference because I'm gonna get that $1,200 because Ken can hit 300 shirts in 3 hours. So me, I'm gonna get that 1,200. I'm just gonna get it if it's one color. If it's more than one color, I ain't gonna get that 1,200. It just depends on on how fast you can print and things like that. If you're doing screen print transfers, I would even do the 15-cent transfers, and I could still get that money because I have a press that I can just push the button. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you're just doing like this with your two fingers versus you doing like this all day. Other thing is, hey, if you got a teenager or something like that, get somebody $15 an hour, girl. That's $45, and they can press them shirts for you and get them torn. Okay. All right, y'all. Okay, so Gloria Drew said, my last order of 35 shirts, they brought their own shirts. It was for my sister's group. but they got them from where I get my shirts from, which is Jiffy Shirts. Well, it's fine. It was your sister's group. And I mean, you just took off the price of the shirt, right? I charged them $10 a shirt for 2 lines on the front. Linnell made a good point. So Linnell says that I never let people provide shirts because you don't know what type of environment those shirts are coming from, and that's another good point. So and believe it or not, people will bring you used shirts. They will bring you stuff that they bought out, irregulars that they bought off the streets and stuff like that. So when I do allow people to provide shirts, it's coming for me to screen print those shirts now, especially since COVID. Those shirts are already boxed up. They are coming directly from a distributor. So when I get my shirts provided to me, they're not like they're just bought from any Tom, Dick, and Harry. They're new shirts. Sometimes shirts are packaged. Most of the time, they're just in the box coming from the distributor. Even with us, if we have, like, let's say if we have a business and they have a wholesale account and they're purchasing those shirts from the same company that we're purchasing from, I'll tell them, go ahead and jump on there, place your order, and then put my company down as the pickup, because we do 30% off. When we do contract printing, we do 30% off of retail price. So in that event, then we will just pick up those shirts from them. But you got to have a standing relationship for me to do that. Okay. Now my eyes is getting a little bit fuzzy, so let me see which glasses we're gonna hit you with today. Okay, let me see here. Yes, ma'am, Gloria. I'm with you on that, mailing them to me. Yeah, Renovia, they probably did see it on an ad with another business, and that's a good thing. You know, that's one of the things too, is that you have to look at. Like I tell y'all all the time, when I run ads, I may run an ad online, and that ad may be just an ad to just pull people in, and then I'm gonna upsell them. So a lot of times you'll see me hit them with that $5 ad when y'all know I ain't got no $5 t-shirts. I do, but I'm gonna upcharge you, right? And so it's most of the time it's a marketing thing. Hey Jesse, how are you? Okay, Keisha says, do transfer companies do transfers with half tones? Some do, mainly now. So you will get screen printed transfers with half tones in it. Um, they're normally going to be the bigger half tones, more exaggerated half tones when you're getting the half tone printing. When you're getting like transfer companies like Styles Express, they do have like what do they call it? I'm not sure exactly what they call it, but they have the digital printing where they do full color transfers too. So it's not too many people out there that are doing like full color simulated. You're not going to really get simulated process printing as a transfer. You would more likely get some type of digital printing or some type of hybrid printing. Patricia says, what's the best way to do metallics? Patricia, so you can screen print metallic ink, right? But screen printed metallic ink is not as shiny and as vibrant as when you screen print adhesive onto a shirt and then do the foil. The foil effect, and that's an effect that a lot of screen printers do. We do both. We'll do the metallics, that is a screen printing ink, but it looks dull. It's more like a shimmer. And then we also do, and now you guys, they're doing that with heat press stuff. Now they're doing the adhesive. Well, didn't we do that on the channel? Renovia, didn't we do something like that on the channel? I think we did that on the channel where we did a foil print, but I'll show you something here. So this is a foil right here. It was screen printed with adhesive, and then and this was done on an automatic machine. We screen printed the adhesive, and then as it came around, we hit it with the foil, and it turned out really good. This shirt is pretty old, and you can see now, you can kind of start to see the cracking in it a little bit. So this is how it looks when it's screen printed with foil. As it gets older, you'll start to see the little cracking, but it's not cracked. It's just like bends. It's not cracked at all. It's just the foil is, getting old. But it looks great. And this method also works great when like if you screen print, if you want to do like a cracked effect and you screen print, let's say if I had a blue, let's say I did a bright blue on a foil or a bright blue on like a silver metallic, right? I could screen print my blue ink and then hit it with the foil, but crunch up the foil, scrape it, put a few lines in it, and then hit it. It'll give you a real cool hip hop effect that people love. And I need to do that here on the channel. My nephew has a shirt like that we did, and I can't seem to find it. Y'all, whatever that pill was, I don't feel no more pain. I was a little queasy at first, but I feel good now. Okay? And that patch, honey, is working. That lidocaine patch, it's popping. So I'm feeling good. Okay. So for the best way for you to do metallics, Patricia, it's going to be the best way to do any process to me is using the tools that you have. And honestly, whether you screen print it or whether you do it with a transfer adhesive, we did do that. We had a green foil, Renova. We had a green foil. I think that Ken already has it in there to be washed. I could have swore that we did that on the channel. But Stahls has a really, really good foil, adhesive and foil. We did that on something. I can't remember what it was. I remember. I got to think about it, y'all. The shirt is the least expensive part of the project. Yes, ma'am, Elena. It sure is. Yes, it is. So Gloria, that's different. So Gloria, what she does, any of her customers who want to buy shirts, their own shirts, she directs them to Jiffy Shirts, and then they have them mail, and then she has them mail them to her. Gloria, that's a good way. But I'm going to tell you, you're leaving some money on the table. Why not maybe hook up with one of the distributors, create, because most of the distributors have like Sanmar, Alpha Broder, TSF, didn't TSF just get bought out by Sanmar, I think? But all of the major distributors have the ability for you to have your own website, a catalog website. And some of them you can actually check out on. So what I would do is I would send them over to my catalog. I would go on there, it's free, set up that catalog, send them over to my catalog, have them get the shirts that way. That way, I'm providing the complete service and it's still, you know, buttering my pocket a little bit. That's what I do. CTR, girl, this ain't nothing but some gloss and some magnetic lashes. Pop, pop. I love the magnetic lashes, y'all. Okay? Love the magnetic lashes. Okay. And thank you. Okay, so we don't have any more questions there. I'm going to look here online, y'all, and pull up some of those comments, questions that people have asked me about. And let me clear these filters. I can clear out all of the filters. Okay. Sometimes there are so many different comments that be and questions that be on here that it's hard for me to get them, right? To get all of them. Okay. Michelle asked me, Michelle wants to start a t-shirt business, and Michelle does not have a computer. So she wants to know if she can just get a printer and print her images from the phone to sublimate on t-shirts. And that comment was from how to print from your phone. So Michelle, you can do that. You can print, you know, design on your phone and print from your phone. It's not the most productive workflow, but hey, if it's what you got, it's what you got. I would download a app, something like Canva, and I would use Canva to maybe design on. There are tons of apps that are online that you can download and create stuff on, especially if customers are sending you ready artwork and you're sublimating. Let's see here. Yeah, she said to sublimate. The only problem that I see that you may have is if you're not able to adjust your colors from your phone. And let me look, because I do have the Epson iPrint app on my phone, y'all. So you can print photos for those of you guys who are out there. So the Epson app that's on the phone, you can print photos and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure that you can change your paper settings in the app. Somebody tell me in the comments so that I don't have to go through everything. So somebody put in the comments and I'm going to let you know. Okay, so Tampa says, Michelle, I do it all the time in Canva. So you can do that. So Gloria said, do you make your own confetti for t-shirts with screen printing ink? I was tempted to do that, but I failed. I don't have a Gloria, I don't make screen printing confetti because I don't have a need to. I don't have any customers who have requested it. And if I did, I would probably I don't know. I guess if I had someone who wanted that look, I would probably end up creating a screen that has it consistently in there, and then I would just screen print it, to be honest with you. Okay. So, next question. And y'all can still put questions out there too. We're going to answer a few more. I done got off on the app, y'all. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, so CRC Designs asked me a question on the full color transfers using, what did I title it? Okay, so I did a video recently that said printing full color transfers using my fake Echo Solvent Epson printer. And the comment was, or the question from CRC Designs was, why do you call it your fake Echo Solvent printer? Is it because it's an Epson conversion to water-based Echo Solvent ink, or are you using regular ink? The reason I call it a fake Echo Solvent printer, y'all, is because it's exactly that. It's not true Echo Solvent ink. True Echo Solvent ink is not gonna go in your desktop printer. And so I try to make that known to people who are doing the Echo Solvent printing and want to do the want to convert your printer, your Epson printer, over to Echo Solvent ink so that you can print on vinyl from your desktop, on printable vinyl from your desktop printer. And this is the thing. So they have Echo Solvent ink. Echo Solvent ink is truly oil-based ink. I've heard numerous YouTubers say, this is oil-based ink. It's definitely not, because a Epson printer is aqueous, which means it is water-based, and it only uses water-based ink. So if you buy true Echo Solvent ink and put it in your printer, you're gonna F it up, okay? So I tell y'all that this is fake Echo Solvent ink because true Echo Solvent ink is not water-based. So when you go in and you look for inks, you want to make sure that you're using one that is water-based, that says, for Epson desktop printers. You also want to, if you can, you really want to buy, when you're buying these inks, because everybody's selling ink out here nowadays, you really want to make sure that the ink that you're buying is compatible with your printer, right? CRC. So, and the reason I say that is because just think about it. If you go and you purchase, let's say I'm going in and I'm purchasing ink for my Epson printer. Each Epson printer model has different inks, right? So when you go into Staples or somewhere to replace that ink in that cartridge, there are different inks that go in it. Epson, for one, has Durabright ink. They have Clara ink. So depending on your print head, that's the ink that you need to use. So even when you're buying, all of these new inks, then, you want to make sure that you're getting an ink that's compatible with your print head. So that's why I call it fake Echo Solvent ink. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. I'm coming back to the comments. Okay, so Gloria says, because number one, I'm working off Social Security money. I really don't have a business. I just t-shirts. So I think she's making a comment to what I said about the having your customers go, setting up a website. Honey, I don't want to mess with your money, honey. Okay, I'm gonna move on from that. Okay. Okay. I'm not set up like that. I'm just a hobbyist making shirts, but making money too. I ain't mad at you, girl. I ain't mad at you. Do your thing. Just don't get busted, okay? Don't tell us here on the channel about it, because, these people, they charging everybody up now, the government, on things like that. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. So, Granny K. Granny K wants to know on the Eco Solvent prints that we did on the full color, making full color transfers using the Eco Solvent print. She wants to know how she can get her shirts to feel softer. She's just started using the ink, and she loves the way they look, and the colors are beautiful on the Eco Solvent printing. The only way to get your Eco Solvent print softer is to use a high quality printable vinyl. And so you have different ones, like you have the Caesar, you have the Color Print Easy, you have different, and different companies have different you know, like you will have stalls, and then you'll have, you know, the cheaper version, and then you'll have the more expensive version. On that green shirt over there with the lady, that is the Stahl's soft opaque 2, which is in the descriptions of all of my videos, so you can go there and you can find that. But I definitely would tell you to make sure that you research it and find the one that works best for you. Okay. Okay, we have one from the Crafty Puerto Rican Princess. I think it's, I think, let's see here. Let me go back. The Crafty Puerto Rican, I can't tell the end of it. So, and she says, I'm a new subscriber. Can you switch to the brand? Can you switch to a different brand of ink on Eco Solvent after you have already converted your printer? Yes, you can. You can switch to a different brand of ink, but I would not put, Crafty, I would not put the same ink in, I wouldn't mix the ink. Like if I've got one type of Eco Solvent ink in my printer, I would drain that ink out, get as much of it out of your printer as you can. Use it, you know, till it's almost gone, and then drain whatever else that you can get out. Don't worry about really doing the head cleaning. Put in the new inks after you've drained as much out as you can, and then do a few purge sheets and keep it pushing. So you can do that. Um, Keisha, what percentage of profit should you be taking from a job? And you asked me if 40% is good. What percent should you be taking from a job? So let me do some figures. If so I'm going to take about 60, I'm going to take about 60%, 60, 65% from a job. Is going to be what I'm going to get, and that's from when I'm doing when I'm doing bulk orders. Like, let's say if I do a next level, uh what did I do here recently? We did 125 next level shirts. That that order was the t-shirts were about 500 bucks. The print job came out to like 15 something, so we pocketed about $1,000 minus the cost of inks, which was probably $20 on inks, and minus the cost of, you know, the printer, paying the printer hourly wage of $20 an hour, um, and, you know, just utilities and stuff like that. But I have a decent markup. But if you go into your t-shirt calculator, and I do have a Google Meet, we do have a Google Meet training webinar on that. Google, be quiet, Google. I'm not talking to you. We do have a Google training on that on the, I think on the 28th, 29th, over on the website. Go on there and make sure. I'm not sure what cancel is, Drew. Okay. So someone asked me if the DIY 20-second burn unit, if it is LED UV, if it's LED light. Yes, it's UV light. It is a 500. It is 50 watt LED light that you can use. You know, I purchased. You can purchase it off of Amazon, or you can use it to burn your screens at home. They're talking about that video where I'm at home and I burn the screen, and then I go tell y'all here's all the shit they don't want y'all to know, and I drop it in the tub. Do I burn my screens like that for my business? I don't. Have I burnt them like that? I have. I've actually done. If you go and you look at one of my videos, you will see that I use that same exact light to do Google. When we did a live stream printing for Google, and I use that light just to show you guys that you can do these $1 million companies orders with something like that with a DIY machine. Normally, I don't do that because we have a big narco uh, burn unit that burns like great half tones and all of that stuff. But yes, you can do it with that. And I think now it's not $30, it's probably about $55. Y'all know the price. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. Everything has went up. Tampa says, do I recommend a company for the ink and materials for the Epson? Let's see what video this is. This is for the Epson printer to convert your Epson printer to Echo Solvent ink. I use the inks from over at Ink Today, Ink Pro Today. .com. Those are the inks that I use. Why? Because I've used them for at least the past 3-4 years. I know that those inks are vetted. I use them for my sublimation inks, and I only use companies that, you know, that I've dealt with, and those are the inks that I use. And they are also in the link, and also the so CC asked about that Lazy Susan. The Lazy Susan is on my Amazon page, Susan. CC Denise. C Denise. And let's see here. I'm gonna do two more, y'all. We will do two more. We've already talked about what type of vinyl. So a lot of times, y'all, a lot of times in the comments, the answers are in the videos, and I know the videos get long sometimes, but the answers are normally in the videos. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So someone asked, can they just, I can't pronounce the name, but someone asked, can they convert any printer over to DTF? The answer is no. You can't just convert any printer over to DTF. You can't convert any printer over to sublimation. And what people are using is the Epson printers to do the conversions, and the reason being is because of the Epson print heads that's in the printer, and the type of technology that is used to print out, you know, the job. Like Canon heads, they have heated heads, so you can't convert a Canon over to sublimation because the ink is going to be heated up and it's going to sublimate in there, and so it's going to be a hot mess. So you can't use just any printer. When it comes to DTF, I wouldn't recommend just any Epson printer to do DTF with. I'm not really an expert on DTF yet, but I am an expert on Epson printers. And what I've seen from the Epson desktop printers is that some printers are slow. Some printers have problems pulling the film in. So I would, if I was you and I was going to get an Epson printer and convert it over, I would make sure, the number one thing I would do is make sure that those inks that I put in there are made for a DX5 or DX7 print head, depending on whatever print head that you have. You want to make sure that it's compatible, and you want to use a good film that is compatible also. And you also want to make sure that that printer, that you can find a RIP software for that printer, that it's available for that printer before you start doing the conversion. Let's see here. So one more, y'all. One more. Anybody in the chat? Y'all got anything? One more. One more, y'all. One more. One more. It is 1:26. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Nicole. How are you? I'm trying to find a good one, y'all. Trying to find a good one. There was one question that was a really, really good question, and I cannot seem to find it. I can't find it, but I'm looking a little bit more. So there was, and this question is a question that a lot of people have had problems with. So I'm going to actually go to the video that I know that question is on. And it is about the Silhouette Cameo and doing the calibration. And I'm just trying to find exactly. So if your Cameo is having a issue, thank you, Renobia. If your Cameo is having an issue where it's cutting off, I have a couple of different videos to where you could solve that problem. One is to do the calibration, and you really have to pay close attention to the video on calibration, like in the back of Silhouette, and I think it's down there at the bottom where you see your little Silhouette Cameo at. Down at the very bottom of Silhouette Studio where the Cameo is, you right click it and there's a calibration button. And when you go into there, then you print out a calibration sheet, and then you look at it and you have to move there's a little lever that you have to move left or right depending on, where your print is off. And so that's one way to calibrate. Another way is if you're constantly using your Cameo and your Cameo is getting off. The first thing I'm gonna tell y'all, and that even goes with this DTF printer. Let me show y'all. So one thing that you should have with any printer, where is it at? You should have a level, because you want to make sure that your printer is perfectly level. You'll be surprised how a product not being level will mess up your print, right? Because it's going at an angle. So like, for example, here on my printer, y'all, my printer is normally like just a little bit off. So if you get just one of these levels, sometimes your Silhouette may be like this because your floor is a little bit off. And so if you shimmy it, then you can get it back on to perfectly level. That's what I had to do with this DTF printer, because my films kept going in kind of sideways. And I was like, what's going on? I'm using films that are made for an Epson printer. This has been going perfect, and now it's going that way. And that came from me moving the printer. And when I moved the printer, I looked and I said, okay, girl, you moved this printer. And I checked it, and that was the problem. Also, when you're cutting images on your Cameo, and this can go for Cameo or Cricut, One of the easiest ways to fix a registration issue is to do a contour or a outline around your design that is the same color as the substrate that you're printing on. The t-shirt being the substrate or whatever item you're printing on, make it the same color. That way, when you cut that outline, if anything gets off, it's just going to cut a little bit of that off, and you'll still have, instead of having a white outline, if it's on a black shirt, it'll cut a little bit off of the black, but you can't see it on the shirt. So that's my tip for that. Right. Oh, yes, ma'am. And that light, Elena. So, y'all know I keep a good light. Okay? I keeps me a good light. Elena, that's a good, yes. 1 second, y'all. What you say, babe? Maybe got somebody out there. Let's see. Yes. Oh, they not in here. Did you give it to that guy? He can't find his keys, y'all. I didn't drive your truck, sir. I didn't drive your truck. So Elena says that she needs to calibrate her Cameo. She bought a non-silhouette mat and needs to get that together. And sometimes that can be the if the mat is not made the same. I've heard, I don't know, because I use the monocut mats and I don't have any problems with it, but that could be an issue also. Also, I have not ran this DTF printer today, y'all. I'm at, my humidity is at 45. I try to keep it above 40. Ideally, you want it to be at 55, 60. Haven't been able to get it there. I haven't ran it in 2 days, but I did wet cap it, so I need to do that and see what's going on with it. So that is the end of Q&A, y'all. I don't have anything else for y'all today. I will be live next, I believe. What is today? Today is Monday. The next live, so y'all, on Thursdays, Thursday is play date. Okay, so make sure that y'all join me Thursday at 7 p.m. for the play date. I got some cool stuff coming up for the play date for this week for y'all that y'all are going to really, really love. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the, in the chat, or put them on the videos and stuff like that. And I do go back and I look at them, y'all. I look at them. Sometimes I don't have the time to answer, so I'll answer them here. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a blessed day.